everyone. Welcome back to the Life with Twinsies channel. I am Jasmin, your favorite introvert.
I am Charles.
And I know it's been a long time, and I hope you missed us because we missed doing YouTube. So we are back and we're bringing you a movie discussion. Today we will be discussing Cellar Door. Dun, dun, dun. So this movie is directed by Vaughn Stein, and it's about a wealthy homeowner who offers to give his estate to this seemingly perfect couple who we learn in the movie is not so perfect after all. The couple would like to move to the country following a devastating pregnancy loss, and they're looking for this new home, and they meet Emmett, who is Lawrence Fishburne's character, and he is the wealthy homeowner who offers to give them this home, with the only caveat being they can never open the cellar door, and they have to turn this house into a perfect home. So Charles, what did you think about this movie?
From the beginning, it was you definitely got to pay attention from the beginning. So I love the whole plot, the way it started out, and them looking for a home, because everybody goes through the same thing, looking for the perfect home, trying to find what fits you, what your family is going to look like in this home. So it was a good setup for the whole entire movie.
And the estate, this mansion is just breathtaking. It's absolutely gorgeous. And anybody who entered in that place, if someone's going to offer to give it to you, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to take it.
Definitely.
But as we know, nothing in life is free. So
Right.
You know it's going to come with a cost. And as we get into this movie, you learn to find out that the characters don't really, John and Sarah don't really know each other as well as they think they do. And they're not honest with each other.
True.
So we find out during the course of the movie that John has a lot to hide from Sarah. He's actually been having an affair with the girlfriend that he had previous to meeting Sarah. And they continued this affair on into the marriage. But here's the thing. Sarah knew about it the whole time. And you know what? When watching the movie, it was just like obvious to me that she was just kind of like, when there were red flags coming up or things that you knew, like, wait a minute. She's not saying anything, and she's just like, okay.
Well, that's what we do in life. We see things and we weigh them out. We say, is it worth saying something, or is it worth staying in a relationship? So we do that with small things, but I think it was a lot of big things in this movie that she just let go in order to keep her
this idea that she had, that she was going to have this perfect life, and the things that he had said to them, this amazing life we're going to have together, we're going to have this dream home, we're going to have a beautiful family someday. She was so wrapped up into her desire of wanting the perfect life that she just turned a blind eye to everything that was going on within the marriage.
Whatever it takes to get what she wants.
Exactly. And it's really crazy because Alyssa, the woman that he's having the affair with, he has a very strong connection with her, and he said to her, no one makes me feel like you do, but I love my wife and I'm never going to leave her. And she's like, well, you love me too. But here's the thing, he loved his wife, and that was, I think, the family that he wanted, the idea.
Right.
But at the same time, Alyssa had
a connection.
Yes.
They had a good connection.
And they knew each other's dark secrets.
Correct.
And which he did not disclose to his wife. So during the course of the movie, it kind of makes you think that there's something going on with the house, but it's not the house at all. It's almost like it has this supernatural feel for a second.
Yes.
But that's definitely not where it ends up.
That is what I was thinking at first, because you look at this big home and you see the way it's set up. You think that there's something going on behind the walls, but it's actually not the walls of the house.
And what Lawrence Fishburne actually says when he meets with them, he said, old houses are like people. They have a lot of deep, dark secrets. Yes. And this is true with everyone to a certain extent. Not everyone is a bad person, horrible people out here doing things, but I think everyone has a side of us that we don't share with the outside world.
Correct.
The husband's personality, he has this personality where he cannot not know. He has to know everything. And even Alyssa, when she came to their house for their housewarming, and she came with one of their other colleagues as a date. And of course, the husband wasn't happy to see her there because
not at all.
He had just recently slept with her. So he's like, what are you doing here? And, you know, she kept pointing out to him when he was talking to his colleagues and friends about the house and the arrangement that they had with Emmett. He said, you know, we just can't look in the cellar. It's a beautiful home. I mean, we hit the jackpot here, but, you know, we just can't look in the cellar. And Alyssa was like, but you have to know. You can't not look.
She knew something about him.
Yes.
That, of course, that relationship that they had, that she knew that he couldn't resist not knowing what was in the cellar.
And then on the flip side, the wife, she said, why do you have to know? I can just basically turn the blind eye to it. I don't have to know what's in the basement. And, you know, the husband didn't want Alyssa. It was clear that she wasn't welcome there and he wanted her to leave. But, again, she knows him well. And the following day, we find out that she actually reported him to HR for having sexual harassment.
Yes, that woman scorned. She wanted that life, and when she got to the party and saw the life that they was having, and she wanted to insert herself into that spot, then of course she wants to throw a wrench in the plan. And not all her fault. Don't get me wrong, it's not her fault. He made the decision to sleep with her, so these consequences come. So she reported him to HR. So he got suspended while they was investigating it.
And then again, because John likes to keep dark secrets, we find out that he never told his wife that he was suspended. So she's back at work as a mathematician, and she thinks her husband's going to work every day, and he's not. He's just been staying home in the house trying to make contact with Alyssa to get her to drop this case, but It's not happening. So we later find out that
old Mr. John, while he was off and got that idle mind going, decided he wants to go into the cellar.
That didn't surprise me at all. I knew at some point he was going to attempt to break the door down, do something to try to get into the cellar, because that's just who he is. He couldn't resist the not knowing.
He kept going back to the door. Instead of letting it go, he just kept going back to the door and trying to. He just kept looking at it. When you continue to look at it, then it's going to tempt you to try to open it up.
And let's not forget, he's an architect. So when he was looking at around the house and he was looking at the design of the steps and everything, he knew that the way it was coming out, there had to be something else behind it. So I wasn't surprised when he went and he tried to get the plans for the house.
Yes.
To look at the plans for the house and discover that there was another space under the stairs, and he figured out he could access the cellar from under the stairs.
Yep.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is the really big plot twist that it was just like, this was a good plot twist that I haven't seen in a movie in a long time, because I think a lot of people, tell me if you guys saw that coming, that we get the big reveal, but that it's actually the wife who unalived Alyssa. And not only did she unalive Alyssa, she thought the whole thing through. In true woman fashion, she thought it all through.
She had it down to the T. He couldn't deny it, and he couldn't escape it. And she would have no blame in any of it. But
yes, because, you know, we already know that the police already suspected that John was guilty anyway, had something to do with her disappearance. But, you know, and the wife, she just seemed like this quiet, innocent, ideal wife. And all along, she thought it through. And John, I was actually kind of surprised when he said, we'll get you a good lawyer. Were you surprised that he said that? After she confessed to unaliving Alyssa?
I wasn't surprised, because of course during the movie he told her he loved her, and he don't want her to go to jail, but.
I mean, you wait till the end of the movie to get a conscience. I guess everything that was going on, I'm like,
he had a slight conscience through the movie.
At what point when he had Alyssa against the wall? Like, come on now, no. But yeah, so, and she lets, when she let him know, she's like, hey, I'm not going down for this, you are. She's like, had the whole story out. She was like, I looked at your computer at 4:35 on November 1st, and I discovered the HR case, and then I confronted you about it, and you told me that you unalived Alyssa. Like, she had the whole thing thought through.
Yep.
And she's like, the police suspect you anyway. She was like, so you'll go to jail, and I'll raise our child in our dream house with this perfect life that we planned.
Or you don't say anything else about it, and we can live happily ever after.
Well, she's going to live happily ever after because he learns that his wife is a psychopath. But the crazy thing is at the end, when they're actually having a baby shower because, of course, Sarah's pregnant again, and she's smiling, and John looks like he lost his best friend in all the photos, and he's just sitting there. They get Lawrence Fishburne's character, Emmett, gives them the key, sends them the key in a box as a gift. And he says, on the gift, it says, here's the key to the cellar, but I suspect you already know what's down there. So here's the thing, everybody. There's really, the cellar is a metaphor for the dark, deep secrets that people keep. Everybody keeps secrets from especially in a marriage. And I think it's a lot of turning the blind eye. Now, it's not the extreme case as to
I ain't going to kill nobody and tell them.
But it's little things. Like a wife might see her husband spending money, making stupid purchases, and you're just like, or a husband might see all these packages coming to the house from Amazon and stuff, and you're just looking like, because she charged that stuff up, but you're just like, you turn a blind eye to it.
And then we'll take care of it later. Keep pushing it back on the back burner. We'll take care of it later.
Or if I have on something new, you'd be like, where'd you get that? And I'm like, I've been had this.
Right.
So this movie, I thought it was a good watch. And I know if you are anything like us, it's a lot of, with all these different streaming services, it's a lot of channel surfing when you finally get some time to sit down and watch a good movie, and you have the hardest time finding something, and then you find a movie and it's just like,
and you get halfway through it and you're like, let's turn this off and try to find something else. It's like, you really can't find something really good these days to watch on TV. And this movie was a good find.
Yes, it was a good watch. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the twists. I enjoyed the reveal. I even enjoyed the fact that the metaphor of the cellar door and you thinking that it's something about the house, but the house is perfectly fine. It's people. That's really what it's all about, the people. So the mystery, there was also a lot of mystery in the movie where they thought that Emmett's character, being the previous homeowner, he had a missing wife and daughter, as you know if you've seen the movie, and John suspected that Emmett might have unalived his wife and daughter and put their bodies in the cellar. But we never get the reveal at the end because now they have no need to look in the cellar because they already know that John's mistress, Alyssa, is in the cellar. So Charles, what would you give this movie out of a...
Out of all the movies we've seen, or just this movie?
No, let's go 1 through 10. Where are you giving this movie?
I give this movie probably maybe 8.5.
Really? I was gonna say 6, maybe 6.5. Like 10 being the best movie you ever seen. It can't be that close.
Well,
it's a good watch, you guys. Like if you need something entertaining to watch, I think it's a good watch, and that most people will enjoy it. It's a nice surprise. And right now, I think you can watch it on Tubi, maybe Prime, but check it out. If you, of course, if you're watching this, you've probably already seen it. So in the comments below, let us know what you thought about the movie, if you saw the plot twist coming or your reaction to it. Yes. And also, always, guys, thank you for watching. Also, if you enjoyed this video, Consider subscribing to our channel. We'll be bringing back another movie review soon. Once we get something that's worthwhile watching, we'll be here to discuss it with you all. And if you have anything you would like to recommend, if you saw any decent, good movies lately, just leave it down in the comments and we'll check it out, and then we'll come back and do a discussion. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, everyone. Thank you for watching.